Thanks for the support as a channel member, Andrew Mayo. Well, the job for today is a simple one. Don't mess up. Hello and welcome to part 110 of the Greek Odyssey. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our final two Champions League games of the season. Oh God, I hope not. Why do I do that every year? Our final two group stage games in the Champions League. We're away against PSV. We're at home against Inter. We're hoping to have all this wrapped up before we have to face Inter, because as we know from when we played them earlier in the season, Inter are quite good. The rest of the group, not so much. This is what the group looks like at the moment. 4 games played. We're in second place, 9 points on the board, 5 points clear of Sevilla, who we've just beaten in back-to-back games. So as long as we get the victory over PSV, who are yet to secure a point, in fact, yet to score a goal. 4 games played, 0 goals scored, 15 goals conceded. If we don't beat PSV, we may as well end the series right here because we're done. So we should be qualified there. And then I would like to be competitive against Inter in the home game if we're going to have any hope going into those knockout rounds. We are still more than competitive in the league, though, as you can see. Couple more victories. We have had an acceptable start to the league season. 11 wins from 11 games, 34 goals scored, 33 points on the board. Sanchez and Williams, joint top scorer, as our big lads out wide. But probably most excitingly, in terms of player development, Atef Bani is the second best player in the division on rating. He's 22 years old now, already 30 goals in 61 caps for Tunisia, but never really had the opportunity for us until this season. I'd previously considered him a striker, but we've been playing him in central midfield this year, where he's almost immediately become natural there and spot on excellent as a deep-lying playmaker. I mean, I never liked him as a deep-lying forward, but deep-lying playmaker, lovely stuff. And it is from that deep-lying playmaker role that he's currently 9 appearances, 5 goals, 5 assists, and a 7.97. And if we compare him to the rest of our midfielders, he's already considered on a level with Duffy and Dominguez and better than Font and Leica. I mean, obviously, star rating does take current form into account. World-class player as well. And he is in some incredible current form. But this is, he's done a Mick Powell with bells on. I did not expect that kind of form from Atef Bani this season. So that is a real bright point of how things have been going. So our team for the game against PSV, all that talk about Bani, and Paskev hasn't even got him on the bench. Why is Beklis on the bench rather than Bani? I mean, I like Beklis, but he can't yet play in a position we want him to play. I guess it's because he can cover all sorts of positions. I think we take Carnevali off the bench and put Bani on, because Bani can play up front. Beklis can cover up various other positions. I think we've got to involve Bani somehow. So we're going with Tennessee in goal, a back four of Lutz, Bilbao, Hernandez and Solorzano, Milo at the base of the midfield, Dominguez and Duffy ahead of him, Chermont, Sonny and Pedraza are the front three. Let's get into the game. Let's go score some goals and let's set ourselves up for having absolutely no pressure on us for the Inter game. That's what we're looking for. If we go into that Inter game knowing we're literally just playing to win the group, and as I think we talked about in yesterday's video, winning the group doesn't really make a difference anyway. You face a good team whether you finish first or second in the groups. It's not the advantage I think the tournament organisers believe it to be, winning the group. Certainly not in the 2032 version of the future that Football Manager has created. There might be advantages that you get in real life, but I imagine it's fairly similar to the situation we've got in game, where everyone who gets through to the knockout round to the Champions Leagues, by and large, but you know, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 teams each year who are on a bit of a run, but the majority of the teams who are through to that stage are all capable of beating each other and all very good. So yeah, it doesn't matter. It was a long-winded way of saying this doesn't really matter. This result matters because this is the result that secures qualification, but the Inter game doesn't really matter, other than for proving to the world that we're not a team that loses 4-0 against Inter. Chermont then, down the left-hand side. He's got in behind here through the pass from Lutz. Cross comes in. It evades everybody, including our 2 attacking players who are in there. Solorzano picks it up, though, and tries to get it back into the area. His cross is blocked, and Dominguez is there to collect and find Milo. For a team that's always been focused on bringing younger players through, our midfield 3 today, they're a bunch of old men. We've got Dominguez. I think Dominguez is 25, is the youngest of the 3. Duffy 28, Milo's probably 28 as well. We've actually got a midfield 3 who I know they've been with us a while, But we've got a midfield three in there now who are all approaching their prime, or already in their prime. If this, as a midfield three, is going to be the one that wins us the Champions League, I think it probably has to be this year or next year, because they've got Leica, they've got Banny, they've got Font, all these younger players. I mean, Font is only 22. Leica, I think, is 21. Banny's 22. And we've got all these younger players ready to push these old men out of the side if they don't perform. But I think we've won a penalty here. And we're going over to the little telly. The ref is off to do his business. There I am, not even looking. Look at that, playing it so calm. Not even looking at what the ref is doing. Just stay. Look forward, Kev. Continue looking forward. Don't concern yourself with what the ref's up to. Let's just trust that he's going to make the right decision. And he has. Wonderful. It's going to be Sonny to step up and take the penalty to put us 1-0 up over PSV and a step even closer to Champions League knockout rounds. That's exactly what he does. It's 1-0 to Apollon, a 7th goal of the season for Sonny, and you can see the impact that that has on the group, because presumably Inter are currently beating Sevilla as well. So the poor old Sevilla. When these groups were drawn, I was convinced it was going to be a 3-horse race, and it really hasn't been. We've ruined Sevilla with those 2 1-0 wins, and Inter are now doing the double over them as well. So all they've got to show for their hard work so far is a win over a team that can't score a goal. Pedraza makes it 2-0, and I think we're just about there at this point. So confident. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, now I'm choking on it. I knew it was a bad idea. Don't drink coffee while recording a video, Kev. Good job I've got a mute button so I don't have to edit that out. You're welcome, future Kev. This is what happens when I'm recording a video the morning that it comes out. I haven't done this for years. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, 9:30 on Tuesday morning as I record this, hence still having a coffee next to me. And the video's coming out at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. This is what happens when you get caught up in all your house move stuff. I'm getting behind on my videos. Well, not behind, but I'm usually at least a day or two ahead, so I don't have to stress around recording, editing, rendering, uploading all in the same day. Bilbao's just scored. 6'6", you know. That's why he's so good in the air. I think it's probably the fact that he's so tall, which I don't mention enough. I need to start emphasising the fact he's a big lad. He's 6'6", and what an impact he has. 3-0 now as we hit half time, and we're there. We're done. We'll have a look to see what's going on in the Inter game. Let's say don't let performance levels drop. Inter are winning 1-0 against Sevilla, and now Solazano's injured. That does take the shine off this a little bit, because I was enjoying the fact that we were having a lovely time, but now we've lost one of our key players. It's a hand injury. He's a right back. Play on with a hand injury, unless his hand is in several pieces and he's got to carry it along in a little freezer bag next to him. There's no reason for him to leave the pitch with a hand injury. Look at Bilbao again, 6'6", such an aerial threat. Right, we're going to have a look at some subjects. I think we are going to get Banny on, because I want to show you him. I don't know. Have you seen Banny? Has he played any Champions League games? Can he play Champions League games? Or is he just another one who looks good domestically but hasn't quite got it in the league? We're going to do a double substitution in there. In fact, you know what? We're going to bring Beckless on. I'm going to get Banny and Beckless in there. Font can stay on the bench. But we know Font is good. We're experimenting right now. We don't need to play around with Font. Likewise, Armando, Richard, we know what we get with them. Whereas Banny and Beckless, although they've played together a fair bit in the league, they've certainly never played together in the Champions League. I don't know that either of them have ever played in the Champions League. So I guess Beckless probably has for Olympiacos. Although only in the qualifying rounds, presumably. There you go, a 3-0 win. And that there's been some big results in the Champions League this season. That secures our qualification. There it is. And now let's just try and avoid embarrassing ourselves against Inter. Couple more wins in the league. We've actually just set our club record for consecutive league wins. If we just have a little nose around on the club records. Where are we? No, it's not most league wins in a season. There used to be oh, here you go, sequences. Most matches won in a row is not that, apparently. Is there a league matches won in a row? I don't know. We had a notification come up. Who knows? Have we got anyone else added to the legends list yet? No, I'm still the only legend in town. This is the team for the Inter game. Tennessee in goal. Back four of Lutz, Bilbao, Smith and Solorzano. Milo, Dominguez and Duffy are the midfield. Chermont, Sonny and Pedraza are the front three. I think that's the same team that we played against PSV. I think this is my first choice team. Now, with the exception of Smith, Hernandez would normally be in there ahead of Smith, but Hernandez has picked up a knock. So I want you to avenge what happened last time we played Inter. If you recall, a couple of days ago, was it last week now? Might have been on Friday. We lost 4-0 away against Inter and we got absolutely ripped apart by them. So I would very much like to avenge that. Look at the old men. I think that's Alphonso Davies and Jadon Sancho down this left-hand side. It's 2032. Got a bunch of granddads ruining us. Lovely save from Tennessee. But we've got to beat Granddads United. This is ridiculous how many old men they've got in their team. It's actually less than they have had in recent years. But still, there's old men in their team, as usual. And it's 0-0 as we hit 20 minutes. But it is Inter with another highlight. But it's headed clear. And Pedraza is going to race forward. And we've got a bit of a counter-attack on here. I think, is that Sonny in the middle? I think it is Sonny. Pedraza with the cross finds Duffy, who's ran forward. And it's a good effort from Duffy. But a very solid save from their goalkeeper. And their goalkeeper looks massive. He looks Bilbao size. Milo with the corner. And I think it's Pedraza who's going for that on the near post, which is absolutely the wrong man to be trying to get on the end of a corner for us. We've got a big lad who could do that job, don't you know? But some of the Inter players starting to get frustrated, which has got to be a good sign. We'll have 10 minutes of passion while they're having 10 minutes of frustration. And hopefully we've still got an opportunity to go and top this group, which would be lovely. We're going to still assertively say we want to avenge what happened last time out. I don't know that a 1-0 win or a 0-0 would be avenging a 4-0 defeat. We've got to go on and put on a little bit of a show in this second half if we're actually going to come out of this group fully avenged and ready to go and take on whoever is thrown at us in the knockout rounds. They've just taken off one of their old men to bring on a different old man. Old man everywhere. Milo with the corner. There's Bilbao and there's the first goal. It's a 5th goal of the season for him. I'm not going to say it. You know. You already know. 5th goal of the season. 1-0 to us. And as it stands, that does put us top of the group. And it all goes back to that very first game of Inter's, match day 1, when they went away to Sevilla and only picked up a draw. In fact, they've had a loss, but that's this game they're currently losing. But yeah, they only drew against Sevilla, whereas we've won every game apart from that game against Inter. We're going to bring Richard on for Sonny. Sonny's been very quiet today. Chermont can come off for Becklis, who can, in fact, he's left-footed, I think, so we'll keep him as the winger out there. That will do for now. And then we've got Banny as an option to come on, or Armando if we're looking to just swap the midfield or the defence up a little bit. We'll bring Banny on in midfield and give him another 10 minutes playing in central midfield. Apparently, they're both world-class midfielders, although Banny's now injured. Well, that was his run. So that's going to be a metatarsal now. Guarantee it. Leica's just about fit again and ready to step back into the team just as Banny's going to pick up an injury, and all his good form is going to count for nothing because Leica's going to take his position back off him. And Charalabas Becklis has scored his first goal for Apollon. It's 2-0, and the player we spent so much money on from Olympiacos in the summer, I think it was a £17 million signing for an actual Greek player here at Apollon, and Becklis has his first Champions League goal, and it's against Inter Milan. And I think we are going to win the group, boys and girls. This has been that one blip aside, which I think probably just emphasises that we need a Champions League away tactic. It's a decision we eventually get to every year in every save we do on FM. Eventually, we reach the point where we realise we can't go away from home in the Champions League and attack the way we do. It clearly works at home, but if we'd have been a little bit more conservative away from home against them, we might have even had an aggregate victory. Not that it matters in the group stages, but as we approach the knockout rounds, I mean, we saw against, was it PSG who knocked us out last year? We beat them 1-0 in the home leg, but still got knocked out. So we're good at home against anyone at this point. We've just got to be a little bit less porous defensively in the away games. Bilbao plays it forward to Richard, who flicks it onto Becklis, who goes past his man. Becklis is in here again, and it falls to Pedraza, and that's number 3. And I think at this point, we can safely say we've avenged what happened last time we faced Inter. It's Apollon Smyrnis 3, Inter Milan 0. And this is the kind of form we want to be going into the knockout rounds with. We are setting ourselves up for a run at this Champions League. We want to win it this year. Mrs Wearmouth's looking for a semi-final as a bare minimum. And as far as I'm concerned, if we're getting to the semi-final, we need to go and win the thing, because getting knocked out in the semi-final will be sickening. Losing in the final, as we know only too well, is even worse. But that was a very, very solid performance and sets us up very nicely for tomorrow, where we'll be back for whoever we get in the knockout rounds. As long as I can play through 15 games and get a video out for tomorrow. I think I've warned you a few times already. I'll warn you again right now. With the house move and stuff going on at the moment, there is the possibility we'll miss the odd day here and there. I hope it won't be tomorrow. If there isn't a video tomorrow, if the video tomorrow is late, that's why, because I've got to play through all these games to get to the knockout round, and that's like 3 hours of time that I'm not sure I have. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily-ish Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.